folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to complete that race that went wrong last night. So I completed the race, set myself a new record, and didn't record with any sound. So we're going to rerun that again now. Just so you know, I'm going to this from what they would call cold and dark. So I've not done a practice lap. Literally just going in. We're going to pick the car and I'm going to hit it from the offset because I want to get it done. And with that will come mistakes and all. So let's review the settings. We've got racing hard tyres. The PP target for this race is 600. We're going around the Tsukuba circuit. Try and say it. Stumble over my words occasionally here. So not much we change. As I say, target 600. We've got natural downforce. We have gone to the auto shop and we've changed to the high level rear wing. That gives you a drop of PP of about 8, which is always helpful. So we've got normal gearbox. If you change that to the racing gearbox, you'll gain PP. But with that being the case, it's not as good. We get a lesser fuel economy. So better fuel economy with this. Fully customable ECU, racing air cleaner, sports brake system and racing brake pads. We've got no bolt-ons or body mods, and we've got a racing clutch and flywheel. And we're just short of the process. So if you want to race intermediates all the race, you can actually run turbocharger. And you can run the medium or the high with variations, because you can run with an intercooler or no intercooler. But again, your economy goes down, and surprisingly, you don't actually get the full pace of the car because you're running slicks. You'll push your brake horsepower up to around 270 bhp. You can actually get it to 273 and still be within that target, but you're running intermediates. For me, there's no real call because it's a second a lap this way running the slicks. We might lose a bit of time later when we change to inters, but we haven't actually discussed the strategy yet, but we'll do that when we get into the full race. So here we go. There's your total list. You can run any type of racing tyre or intermediate salt wets, and we've got fuel consumption at 10 and tyre consumption at 10. We're starting 15th on a grid of 20. Let's get to the race. And here we are. So where are we on the ranking board? The idea of today's video was to take me from 56 laps to 57, but we completed this last night, as I've told you, and the sound failed. So I've already got the 57 laps, with which is a bit of a swine. But I do know certain people down this list will want to demonstrate their capability, and they'll want to join me up on 57. So by all means, guys, if you're watching the videos, take the tips and get at the top. I don't think we can get to 58. I think this requires an engine swap car, or it requires a PP change that is just not something we can do with suspension changes. They'll be running the turbochargers and running the normal tyres, the race tyres, but we can't do that today. Settings for the race, as always, traction control 1, default ABS, everything else off. We're going to try and run this race clean. So let's get it on the go, folks. Hello, folks. We're at the race. You're not going to see it. I'm going to cut it out, but this is a restart. We had a little bit of a ding-dong with the car, and then I took my revenge on and it went wrong. So we're starting the race again. I did say it'd be warts and all, but hey-ho. So, we're looking at the fuel gauge. We've got the fuel gauge set just down the bottom there. It's going to give us around about 13 laps, 13 and a bit laps when we get to the pit stop. We know we're targeting something in the region of 57 laps. And with 57 laps, if we do 15 laps each stint and we pit on each one, there's potential that we could end up doing 57 laps, and that'd be the idea. We're going to stop when we need fuel, so that'll be 14 laps. And if we factor in time for tyres and slowing down, that'll take us to 56, and then we should be able to just slip over the line and get 57. That would be the preferred target. So we need to be running 1 minute laps. That's where we need to be. And look at that, the out lap was a minute. Here's the fella that just put me in the wall. But we will give him plenty of room and we'll not give him the chance to do us any damage this time round. So we've just cleared him. We're running racing hards, they're slick tyres, and we're going to change tyres every pit stop, so we're going to stop 3 times. That's the plan. And what we can't do is give up on that plan at any time. If we're going to make it happen, we've just got to go for it. We've got to put the plan into action, we've got to stick to it. So, tyres every time we stop. We know it's going to rain. It's a lovely clear day. Looks like a late afternoon or maybe an early morning. Not really sure. Don't know which way the sun is directional in this sky. Ooh, just a little overrun there. And Mr. Wilkes coming back at us. Sorry, Mr. Wilk. That was totally my fault for just running off the track. Mr. Solis. Just starting to get a little bit of wear on that front left. We're going to take Mr. Solis around the outside, I think. I think he's going to just try and keep us honest. He backed out halfway through, but here we go, back on the gas. We lost a second there running around the outside. Well, it wasn't that was at fault. It was me putting a tyre in the dirt. And it's something I will do a lot this race. I did it the last couple of times. Just allowing the car to get the power down and run out the corner. I seem to straighten the wheel early. It's a conscious thing, but it's something I don't want to do that often. I'd rather keep it on the black stuff, and especially later when it gets wet. So specifics on the pit stops. We're gonna run racing hards, then racing hards, and then at the second pit stop we're going to change to inters. I don't want to call the second stop in early. I want to try and run that second run as long as possible to get the most out of the tyres and the gas, because I want to have that advantage at the end of the race. If I pit early for any reason, I know I'm going to have to pit for that last stint. So I've got to stretch the tyres and the fuel as long as possible. I remember doing this race a time before where we attempt to minimise the pit stops and just run 20-minute sessions, but that's when the PP was very different, and we could actually get the cars eked out to 20-minute sessions. But for now, the way the PP set, we're looking at 13, even unturbocharged as it is in this variant. You can't stretch the gas to go to that next level, which is a shame. I wondered which of the bolt-on mods, because I've got 6 or 7 PP spare. I just wondered if there was any bolt-on mods that allowed you to run to 20 laps that would certainly improve the fuel consumption. But when you run a normal ECU, it doesn't give you that much benefit. I wondered if the cams would allow better fuel timing to get you to stretch the gas, but it doesn't seem to do that, and it costs you a fair whack of cash to keep, as I have been doing, which is to keep getting new engines. I think they're 40 grand, I think, if I remember right. 220k for a body. I've done that once, and I know it's for the life of the game and for the love of you guys, for keeping you interested, but can't just keep spending the dough. So some of the things are questions that I'll answer later when I've got more credits. I need to go and see what I've won from this week's lap challenge, see if I did manage to get that gold like so many of you were trying to do. It was a tough little course, but the time did change halfway through, but I managed to just sneak it back, and I think we got a little bit of advantages. Oh, we took a side impact there. That was a bit rough, my friend. dear. Dirty little slog. It's because we went wide on that corner. We opened the door for him, didn't we? Then we cut it back, but no, we've got a bit of right rear wheel damage, but we'll just keep pressing on. We're up to 7th place. We're making good progress. Just dipping into the 59s on a regular basis now. Left front showing a bit of wear. Rears are evenly spread. Lap number 7. Well, that was entirely my fault. I was dive bombing there, wasn't I? Which is disgusting. Shouldn't be doing that. I keep saying I'm going to try and drive it clean, and the intention's there. But what I do know deep down is they're only AI, and I'm not disrespecting anybody by taking them out. And I know if somebody like Fraga was to watch, or one of the big boys, and I was to take them out, I'm sure they'd understand that all's fair. But hey ho. See if we get another 59 in. Almost a 58, and we've got the fastest lap of the race as well, which is always an achievement. So the intention is to be able to make progress and keep going, but what I don't know is how the pits will go with the other cars, because I'm sure some of them are running really heavy weight and restrictions, and gonna try and run longer if they're able to. They'll probably run on fuel mixture 6. But it really is quite a short lap, so I generally don't think that the pit stop make that much of a significant problem. He was a bit unfriendly, but I guess that was me coming down the inside and giving him a tap on it. That was on me. Keeping the times in the 59s, that's the way. So inside the last 5 laps of this stint, looks like we're clouding over with some grey clouds a little bit. We're only 10 seconds behind the leaders. So pit stops, I don't know where we're going to end up. It's a minute lap. If a pit stop takes 40 seconds for tyre and fuel, at the minute I'll be only 8 seconds from being lapped. So we could end up a lap down. Almost a lap down if we pit early and the guys run longer. Why does it look like it's raining already? It looks like it's spitting. Track looks greasy. The air looks a bit... We're starting to... feels grey and dark, and the screen's gone dark. So the rain isn't far away, and I'm not going to put the rain gauge on the screen because I want to keep that fuel in front of me. Oh, the big black cloud over the top of us. I think I can feel the humidity. It's quite warm here today. This is a daytime race. I finished work at 2:30. So we're just putting these laps into play before we start the social evening of Friday. I don't know if you guys know, but I haven't had a takeaway in a while, and the good lady has said, tonight my friend, you can have a takeaway. So we're going to have a takeaway tonight. I'm so looking forward to it. So with that, we've lapped a couple of drivers. Look, we're up to 18th. We know there's 20 drivers, so we're in the lappers. 12 laps in. Go around the outside of Mr. Portilla. He backed off for us. That's well done under blues. Didn't realise I was too busy dreaming about a chicken kebab, wasn't I? Oh, the culinary delights of a Friday night takeaway. Oh, dreams are made of. Up to 4th. 8.9 seconds off the lead. We don't seem to be making much inroads into the boys at the front. So let's push on. They seem to have kicked on a pace. We've been doing consistent 59s. Third place is in front of us. Mr. Hizal. Well, looks like we're going to get him just here. Mr. Robillard for a lappage. Oh, it's looking very grey and humid. Blue flags, he's moved over marginally, but he moved to the centre of the track. Mr. Fraga there, he's waiting for us to catch him. I don't think he's waiting for us at all. I think we're on a lap here. We're about to go into the pit, so at this point, we're pitting this lap. 58.927, that's us in the 58s. That's great, that's good progress. That's lap consistency and making us improve over one each time. So here we go, just got to put in a good pit entry lap and we're going to fill fuel all the way to the top. We're going to take another set of racing hards. What we're on, lap 14, so lap 14 done, so we're on plan. I haven't had to go eco warrior and try and save. Oh, I've gone intermediates. I shouldn't have done that. Oh dear, that was a mistake. Ah well, I think we can recover that though, because that might help us as we get to the end. We won't have as good a lap time, but we won't lose so much at the end. Somebody else is pitting, look. Oh, that was a mistake I didn't need to make. Dearie me. We don't 100% know what the rain's going to do, but let's see how we go. Yeah, the leaders are pitting now, so we're up with them. We're not doing so bad. That wasn't a bad call on the old pit stops. Fuel strategy, so oh, slidey tyres. Some people on soft, some people on mediums. How were they going that fast? With the PP they must have had, they must have just been running stock cars with a bit of weight maybe, I don't know. They didn't seem to benefit from it though. We're down to 6th. Don't really know what lap times we're going to run. We should be taking over people. Some people have kept going then. Mr. Fraga, Mr. Cockabum with 30 seconds off the lead. That left front tyre is showing wear already. Just one lap down and the rain started. So it might not have been a bad call to change tyres. We're actually behind third place, Mr. Gallo now. We're just starting to use that slide that's induced by the inter tyres. We could put wets on for the third stint if we so desired, if we think it's going to be bad enough. The rain is coming, nothing on the stint meter yet. And Mr. Fragger's in the pits. He's just come out. He's there in front of us. So he actually had a better pit stop than we did, didn't he? He must have used less fuel to get a quick refill. Or is the fact that I'm running 102s. If he was 3 seconds a lap faster than me, he's been in. He stayed out 2 laps longer. So he's probably gained 6 seconds on us there. What I'm aiming to do is not lose 10 seconds a lap for it being wet and we're struggling to get around the track, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I thought the turbo benefit would be significantly greater than what we're getting here. We're only 7.5 seconds off the lead. We've all stopped once, I think. Even Mr. Cookabun stopped. Mr. Romero, we're going to drive up your inside. Please excuse us. Oh dear. So 101. See if we can just hang on Mr. Fragger's coattails a bit. Use him to pace us. I know they're on the good tyres, so if it rains, we'll have the advantage in here, and if we can keep with him, we're good. Until at least we pit, we can change to a new set of these inters. It was an unfortunate error to make, but hey, it adds to the driving skill, doesn't it? If I can demonstrate my prowess on a set of inters. Prowess, it's a good word, I like that. Let's just show him the front of the car. He's not worried. He's a little bit quicker than us. We're not frightened at this point. We know it's coming. We know it's going to be a deluge. They might pit early, you see. They pit early and start collecting extra pits. I just hope the AI learn from these races. I've run it so many times. It's a great race format, and I definitely think they should. And PD, that is, I definitely think PD should open these races up to give a prize for every race. It would be great. Because just completing it the once and not allowing us to get a prize for the remaining times we do it is such a shame. It would open up the grinding effort to run all these races as a series of 6, and it would really just give more interest. I'm all for keeping the game alive. It's, for me, it's a great thing. I love PD's GT Sport, Gran Tourismo, GT7. They're all brilliant. They're great games, and I think they've got it right on most occasions. I'm thinking back to, I miss GT2. I had GT1 way back on the PlayStation 1. I didn't get a PlayStation 2. I got a PlayStation 3 and I came back to Gran Turismo at 4, I think. I didn't play 3 either, I don't think. I was in my getting adulthood days. Growing up, learning, buying a house, getting a job that was more than just a job, something I could call a career. And GT Sport I really got into. I remember doing the GT5 days and the online competition to become part of the Gran Turismo racing team, and I was just sucked to death. I remember trying to make courses on the course designer. Oh my lord, that was lost time in my life. That was so difficult to do and make realistic tracks. But with that being the case, GT Sport I was hooked on, loved it, it was great. Still not 100% one with the online racing factor. Still don't love that to bits, but this is just ace. The simulation factor of these races is great. So we're just losing time to Mr. Cookabun in those couple of laps where I've been chatting away, just trying to get into the race and letting my brain ramble. We've lost a couple of seconds to Mr. Cookabun. Mr. Gallows pitted. Where are we on our race progress? We've got 7 laps of fuel left. We're hanging with Mr. Fragger. He is... I have to go around the outside here, that's dodge. Oi. Mr. Fragger is showing us how to do it. He's leading the way. It's definitely a disadvantage on these tyres so far. Although I got a feeling the rain's coming on. Mr. Kawakami, he's just being the kind of knobhead that he was with me in the first run of this race that I will actually trim out of this video. Just same corner as well. Just likes to hook his front end into your rear and spin you around. He's dirty, dirty little man. So 12 seconds to Mr. Cookabun. He really is applying the pressure. He'll be down the pit wall that we've taken the wrong tyres and they'll all be rubbing their hands. Just knowing we're on the back foot for this little bit. Oh, look at that, and that's the dangers. There's the first real mistake of the race. That's me touching the runoff slips. I think I warned about that at the start of the race. I'm occasionally letting the car run wide and just getting too comfortable. So that puts us 20 seconds off the lead. That's a shame. We're 8 seconds behind Mr. Fragger, but we're 2 seconds ahead of Mr. Hizal. It's not a 100% perfect race. Sometimes these creep in, these accidents. That's why I'm not at the top of the tree. That's why I'm at best an average driver. Excuse me while I just crucify myself a little bit mentally, just to punish myself for making that mistake. Mr. Robilar, come on. Give us room. You gave up here nicely last time. And here comes the rain. It's actually coming down now. Can we see it on the stint meter on the left hand side? Give us a yell when you can. Are people going in the pits for tyres yet? We've got 4.7 laps to go. They've not actually gone to the pits. I can see the rain on the rain gauge. Somebody's coming out the pits. All these boys are on slicks. So we're actually 8-second delay because of that spin. Mr. Kawakami, Mr. Yamanaka's gone to the pits. Mr. Kawakami must have pitted and changed tyres. We can't have lapped him that quick. Or have we? Because Mr. Esposito's in 15th. I'm going up the inside of Mr. Kawakami. He's blocked my way. So, at this present moment in time, slicks are the best tyre to be on. It will very soon become Inters that are the tyre of choice, and we'll know that, we'll see it visually, and we'll start to, I say put time on these guys, but I think that the frequency of pit stops, because we're only 3 pit stops away, sorry, 3 laps away from a pit stop. We'll notice it in the corners and the exit from the corners when the guys are slowing down. So there we go, the rain gauge is now above it. I think he's going to the pits. We'll see him indicate. He's not gone to the pits, he just changed line. Then he brakes round the middle of the apex. That's disgusting. Terrible driving. So Mr. Bouvoir's gone to the pits. Mr. Lopez, so they're all going in. We might get 2 laps where we get to make hay. We only gain the time really where the guys are going the pits and we're running, so we only get the advantage of that 40 seconds, but it's whether they refuel and then miss out on the fuel that they need to use, and then they're off pit stops. They have to make an additional pit stop, and that's the advantage we're trying to get. So Cookabun's gone in, Fraga's gone in, here they go, they're all piling in. So they're going in early on lap 27. Saying 1.5 laps of juice left, so I'm going in next lap, and we're actually in first place of the race now. Cookabun's just left the pits, so we'd have been 9 seconds further up the track if we hadn't have had that spin, but we have to live for today and stop recounting what could have been. Yeah, we've got a pit now. We haven't got enough to do another lap, even though we probably actually have. No, we wouldn't get to the start of the pit straight if that being the case. We'd run out about now. But let's absolutely bullseye to the wall. Bullseye it in. There we go. Now we're taking inters. And then a full tank of gas. So we've gone in, 6% of fuel left. Cookabun's just overtaken us. He's telling us Fraga is 20 seconds behind us. Here we go, we're in. Tyres are on. Fuel's going in. We're in 3rd place. Hisal's 40 seconds back. And away we go. Approximately 30 seconds pit penalty on the time there for pitting. We're 10 seconds behind Fraga, so it's a roughly 30-second pit stop in terms of race time, if that's computable as a time difference. So we're on lap 29, so we've got 14 laps of fuel out of each tank. So what we'll need to do for that last lap is just get that last lap in, and we don't need to refuel on that last lap to get the 57. That's what we're aiming for. The rain seems to have eased off just a fraction. We've not got as much wet on the track as we did have, and the stint meter seems to be going down. There's a possibility these boys could nip back in the pits and change back tyres, because the advantage is now back with slicks. But we're going to run inters all the way. Oh, young man, please get out of the way. We're 23 seconds back on the lead car. Doesn't really know we're making much inroads into him. He's got a pit stop on us. Mr. Wilk, we've seen you a few times this race. I'm going to take you around the outside this time, fella. Excuse me, folks, that was terrible. Oh, I'm not drinking fizzy drink, but I've got gas like I have. It's terrible. So Mr. Beauvoir has gone back in. He's on 75% of fuel. All he's doing is changing tyres back to slicks. That'll echo around the pit wall saying, oh, is he going to be quicker? Let's keep an eye on his tyres. Let's give him a couple of laps. Let's see what he's doing. We're in the 102s. To make up for a pit stop without his free fuel, a frag has gone in. You're going to be giving away 20 seconds. You'd need 7 laps of rain-free driving to make up that 20 seconds of driving into the pit, stopping for tyres and coming out. Do we think there's going to be 7 rain-free laps? His Al's gone in, the guy behind me. Mr. Solis coming through on your left. Signor. I don't think Mr. Cookabun's that daft to take tyres now, is he? Although it just put us level, he'd be on. He's took slicks. He's going in for slicks. I mean, I'll come out the pits just as I'm going past. Sorry, he will come out the pits just as I'm going past. So it's going to be neck and neck. And we should have 10 laps of competitive racing. This will be a good thing to watch if that's going to be the case. As soon as I see that fuel going in, I know he's coming out. I've gone past. They've given it me. The fuel's going in. He's going to be behind me now. So it's wet. It's intermediates and it's raining again. He's gone in for the tyres. Oh, this is turning out to be a great race. You can't play this one out. You say one thing, you expect another, and a different thing happens. So Mr. Cookabun's out of the pits now. We're 4.7 seconds clear. Mr. Lopez has gone in for tyres. We're going to stick on the game plan we've got, even though we messed it up by taking the wrong tyres last time. We should actually be on slicks right now. But I think we're doing all right. So the time is ticking away. We shouldn't. We should actually be on inters right now. We are. The race clock is ticking away. We've only got 25 minutes left of this. This is gripping stuff. Who's that coming out of the pits? We're just 5 seconds ahead. And the rain isn't really coming down. It's just staying where it was. Mr. Miazano's going in the pits on 58% of fuel. So he's changing to slicks. The ABS is cutting in like a good one there. A little bit of a run over the curb, a little bit naughty. No penalty though, I don't think. He's taking fuel now, Mr. Miazano. So 8 laps from here, run it all the way. Go up his inside as he's closed the door. We were getting a bit of a dry line forming then, but I can see the rain's coming now, and they've all gone on to slick, so that's working beautifully for us. These tyres should just hold on off. We should be able to keep going. we might have to slow down just a twidge as and when we get the heavier stuff, but the car seems to be driving as I want it to. Where I point the wheel is where it's going. I keep expecting the car to slide into the corners, but oh, there it is. That's a bit wet. I was a bit quick into there. But these boys are going to have to pit again if it keeps coming. It's not that heavy though, is it? The stim meter's down to half, but it looks like it's filling up. Don't want to slide off this corner, just keep the power even. Let the traction control take the weight. This is panning out beautifully for us. We keep making mistakes, but we keep smelling the roses. Mr. Tsukuba is just closing, and here comes the rain now. Stim meter's on its way up. The drains are filling up. The water's on the track. It's all happening up front there, look. Bunch of 4 or 5 cars going into that final corner. Tyres are looking good. Intermediates are now the trier of choice, because they've pit stopped. If we pit stop together in the next 6 laps, we're even. The only difference is I'll take more fuel than they will. And there it goes, Fragger's in. Gallo's gone in. They're already knowing it's a lost cause. They've got to get on equal field, on an equal playing field, haven't they? Always a bunch here, and I've just got to be wary that some of these might. Oh, there's Mr. Kawakami. He's one to watch for. 3 wide. Run that curb nicely. Just make sure none of them go to the pits. Keep it where he's gone to the pits. So's the car behind me. Oh my lord, that was threading the needle. Mr. Tsukuba's not done it though, but he's just lost 3 seconds on me there, so he'll be heading to the pits, I'm sure. He's gone in, so they're now going to come out on inters, or will they take the pitch and go for wets? We won't know that. 5 laps until we're pitting, till we can make the choice about what's going on, and then we'll have a pit stop in hand as well. Because the way this is powered, you see the back end twitch there. There's a possibility here that we could be needing wets. I just saw somebody put intermediates on. Don't know who that was. Anyway, 5 laps, 4 laps to here. Makes it a good game. And that rain's coming. We'll just change down just to make sure we're good. The wind's up as well. Mr. Solis, the only reason we're overtaking you so much is keep pitting, dude. Nice little pops out of the exhaust. My guess is you're a turbo car. With the old anti-lag. We're not, we're naturally aspirated, or we've got a teeny tiny turbo on, a TD04 or something. It won't be a, might be a Garrett, but I wouldn't have thought it'd be anything monstrous. So our lap times themselves has dropped into the 104s, which is indicative of the wet. You can see the wet on the track. We've got a 36-second lead, and that rain is coming down. Just take it steady. We're up to the second stint meter now, and that would suggest that wets are soon going to be the tyre to be on. And I've got 3 laps till the prescribed pit stop, and I don't want to stop until those 3 laps are done. We've just got to take a little bit of caution. Last lap was a 1:06. We still hold the fastest lap on a 58, but I don't reckon the wets will give us much improvement on the time. Two laps from here, 3 laps from there. Do you think? Get another 3 laps in, get us into the pits. Oh, it's coming now. If they're running, we're running. 2 laps to go. So 1:08. It's all about making that extra lap. Stopping for the corner's tricky now. Although the stim meter's not moved a lot. Oh, yeah. That was the throttle that did that. Take a wider line, don't let him interfere with us. Better acceleration. So Mr. Boubois went in, Mr. Fragger's gone in. 2 laps to go. We don't want to be spinning. Yeah, now it's raining. Holy hell balls. Just take it steady, try and find that drier line off the racing line. What you want is where there's no rubber and you can get the grip, because the rubber will fill the gaps in the tarmac and just create a pool of water. What we're looking for is where the tyre doesn't run, and you're looking for bare tarmac, where you've got the cutting edge of the gravel in the tarmac that cuts into the tyres. Oh, slippy, slidey dude. 1 more lap to do after this. The rain is just starting to back off and they've all gone in for wets. There's the call out. So folks, what are we doing? We're doing 110s, which isn't good for getting the extra lap in. Going into the pits now, so I think I'm going to take inters again, because they're good in the dry, and we know it's going to stop raining. We know it's got to ease off. It's not going to rain all the way to the end of the race, is it? He says that. Into the pits we go, balls to the wall, put them all in there. See that little hole, stuff them in. Here we go. Here we go, intermediates. You don't have to worry about slowing down for there. Oh, it's looking wet. It's looking miserable. Here we go. We should have a decent lead on the boys in the back there though. Got no time. But they've stopped twice over us, so we've still got a pit stop advantage. We've done 44 laps. So we've got enough fuel to do to 48. But is that gonna? No, technically we're on 44, so we'll get to 47. We've got the fuel to do it. Brand new inters. We should get a bit more cut, but I don't want to blow it. So I'm not going to overly throw. We're a minute 13 up on the car behind us. And look, there's third place. Mr. Fraggering's in front of us now. That's how much advantage we've got. Picking a tyre and sticking with it and not running all those extra pit stops have just messed with their race programme. Said at the start, pick a strategy and go with it, drive the conditions. I'll give him the inside. He's coming back at me. I took the outside line there, which was much quicker. Going to try a different line into this corner. Try and smooth out, because I've been like doing a fast in, slow apex, long and deep, fast out. I find it kind of works that you do your turning on a sixpence at the apex, a deep apex, and then. So what's happening there? Mr. Beauvoir's gone in for wets. The rain on the track's really dipped off. They're pitting again. Cookabun's gone in from his wets. Don't tell me they're going back to inters. So we have made absolutely the right call sticking on inters. And it looks like the sky's clearing up, so it's nothing but drying up. Beauvoir's on intermediates, Hizel's on intermediates. What are they doing? Oh, they're all confused, aren't they? They don't know what to do. They've not really got the hang of picking a strategy and going for it. They're such cute drivers. They're sticking to a clear rule of when the best tyre is the best tyre, run with it, rather than thinking, oh hang on, there's 30 seconds of stop time to deal with. It's critical though, folks. For every time you stop, you've got to justify it by losing 30 seconds. And we probably have. Look at that, there's 3 laps there. 8, 10, 9. That still doesn't make 30 seconds. Yes, it does. 29. That makes 36 seconds. So in those 3 laps, I lost 36 seconds. But with that, I've still got to run the laps. So I don't honestly see how you're going to gain by continuously pitting for the right tyre. The only way to do this is to pick the one that crosses the boundaries. Sure, if it was going to go wet and stay wet for ages, for a good 10 laps, then genuinely get those wets on and pit. But I thought I might punt one of those boys off the circuit then. But the way we're going, look how the nose to tail follow, that's shocking. A lot of dry lines just opening up now. It's 30 seconds you'll never get back. Down into the 103s and the blue skies are here. 10 laps remaining, so lap 48. There's only 9 minutes 12 left, so we're only actually going to get 9 laps in. But let's see how we do. Let's keep pushing. No mistakes. We've lost. We've had 1 spin. We He's lost us 10 seconds or so. We just need to stay aware of the penalty that we get when we lose control. So Mr. Beauvoir, normally the first to pit. Mr. Wilk, coming round to pay my respects again, brother. Oh, looked like he was going straight on then, but he did well to recover that. So we've got no time showing ahead of Mr. Cookabun. So my guess is they're all a lap down. I've passed them whilst in the pits or similar. 7 minutes 30 left. Not really showing much wear on the tyres, considering we got 40% of wear on them. The tyres are actually showing a little bit cold. If you look at the bottom of the tyre, you see there's a little blue bar at the bottom. That might be just me, my eyes. But these guys are going to pit soon and go for slicks, because slicks are now the prominent tyre. If you say there's 3 seconds a lap being the benefit of slicks, it takes 30 seconds to get them. You need 10 laps running. We've only got 7 to go, so we'll only gain 21. So we'll lose a net loss of 9 seconds. We'd still win it from this position. So Cookabun's gone in on 40%, 47% fuel. Beauvoir's in, Lopez is in. They're going to get their slicks. They're going to come hooning out the pits. But we're going to put an extra 30 seconds on them. And it won't be long at all before we're round lapping Mr. Beauvoir again. Mr. Lopez, Beauvoir's just left the pits now. So, I'm not counting my chickens yet, but let's talk about what the mission was. A, we were going to win the race. At this moment in time, that looks like it's on. B, we were going to improve our record. If we talked about being 56 laps in was the last target to beat, forgetting the fact I did it last night. Lap 57, where are we? We've got 5 minutes to go. It looks like we've just crossed the line on 5:12. And we're on lap 52. So I've got to complete 5 laps. At this rate, doing 102s with 5 laps, I'm going to be inside the time by 4 seconds without a mistake. It is that tight to get lap 57. So let's not throw any toys out the pram. Let's just keep the pressure on. We've got to run 102s to cross that line inside the 57. Knowing that we threw away 12 seconds or 10 seconds with a spin. So let's keep going. 102s are what we need. Mr. Bishop, haven't seen much of you this race. A 101, that's good. Mr. Portilla, the normal driver of the old American super sports cars. Thank you for moving, sir, it's appreciated. What is it that Portilla normally drives? He normally drives that big Dodge motored thing, the Viper, Dodge Viper. That's what he's normally driving. Whoa! You weren't just getting out of the way there, young man. You're making me drive for me extra lap, aren't you, you little swine? I need these to be all 102s or less. The fact that it's still possible keeps me going. It's a 102. Well, that balanced out with the last lap. Look, the 8 and the 2 makes around 0, so that was 2 laps in 2:04. There's 2 minutes left, just under. If we keep lapping round before that clock ticks to the next minute, we're in. Desperate to get this done. It'd be such a shame to not do it. It's tight. 23 seconds from here, but it can't be just 23 seconds, it's got to be 21. Because each lap's 102, so we got to cross this line at 2:06. Oh, it's tight. It's tighter than a proverbial duck's bottom. I'm digging deep into the barrel of acronyms for superlatives to discuss and represent how things are moving. Really trail breaking into that corner then. These guys can't just hold us up, they've got to move. Need 102. We've got enough fuel in the tank. In fact, we've done really well on the fuel. Look, we've got 2 laps left. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. I'm actually really nervous. My hands are quite shaking on the wheel. You can't see it because my hands are below the screen there, but 20 seconds to get across the line to make 57 laps. Oh, it's all on, folks. I'm just going to take 3rd early, slide the car in. Don't want to lose the front end. Keep the throttle in. 6, 5, 4. We've done it. There we go. 57 laps. Oh, and I've just taken a right slam. I wasn't going slowly then, was I? That's Mr. Yamanaka. I've got enough fuel. He kind of woke me up. Just got to get all the way to the end. I see the issue. He's actually finished. He's took the flag. So that was an after the flag retaliation. We need the steward's inquiry onto that one. But that's a race won, folks. That's done. We can't be beaten from this point. Anybody crossing the flag now is finished. Look at those 102s and 101s there, those last few laps. That was beautifully done. This is just a victory lap. We just wave to everybody as we go round. Thank the marshals. An unthanked job. Underpaid and never respected. There we go. Race done, race over. That, as long as this is videoed correctly, I'm happy. but I don't know how I get to 58 laps. And there it is. Should say record on there, but it hasn't. And there it is, a 101 dead, 891. So we still did a 101 lap at the end, which is pretty good. Everybody lapped twice or 3 times, so we'd let everybody once. And there it is. There's the replay, which we won't watch. We'll just get to the end, check the leaderboard. There we are, 57 laps against my mates. Once you've watched all this, folks, you can do it too. You can get yourself there on 57. But it genuinely is a good little race. Really enjoy that. And it would be worth it with some more credits. But with that, folks, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.